All right, let's dive right in. Today, we're not just looking for monsters, we're listening for them. We're going to explore that subtle, sensory kind of horror that really defines H.P. Lovecraft's work. You know, those insidious whispers in the darkness that hint at a terror far, far beyond anything we can comprehend.
It always starts with something like this, doesn't it? A question. A sound that, might not even be there. It's this deep sense of unease that really hooks you. And it sets the stage for a horror that creeps in through your senses, instead of jumping out and yelling, "Boo!"
And that's really the key here. Lovecraft's brand of terror isn't built on jump scares or some gory monster. Nope, it's built on suggestion. It's all about creating a feeling that the world you think you know is fundamentally wrong, and you can sense that wrongness long before you ever see it.
Now, this all feeds into the core concept of what we call cosmic terror. We're not talking about a monster hiding in your closet. This is that profound existential dread that hits you when you realize humanity is just a cosmic accident. And the universe, it really truly does not care about us one bit. So, how does he actually build this feeling of dread? Well, it all starts with suggestion. That's his most powerful tool. He makes what's unseen infinitely more terrifying than anything he could ever put on the page. Let's break that down.
And you'll notice, right, none of these things are the monster itself. They're just harbingers, these little subtle intrusions from other dimensions. Strange sounds, weird lights. It's like the universe is just tapping you on the shoulder, reminding you that your reality is thin and something is pushing against it from the other side.
And this right here, this gets to the absolute heart of it. See, Lovecraft isn't going to spell it out for you. He won't tell you what's making that noise. He just gives you enough to let your mind do the rest. And let's be honest, what our own imaginations can cook up in the dark is always, always scarier than what any author could write down. But okay, this abstract dread, it doesn't just stay up in your head. It becomes a physical experience, a direct, full-on assault on your senses. Let's get into how he pulls that off.
I mean, check out these two incredible examples. On one hand, you have the music of Eric Zahn, where a sound, a melody from some other reality is literally holding something terrible at bay. And then you've got the color out of space, where it's a sight, a color that just shouldn't exist in our universe, that poisons everything it touches. It's like both sound and sight are these open doors for some kind of cosmic infection to just seep into our world. And then, of course, you've got this. The auditory terror of the Cthulhu cultists. This chant, it isn't just spooky. It feels ancient, guttural, and just plain blasphemous. The sound itself feels alien, like you're hearing an echo from a mind that just doesn't work like a human one.
N.A., it's not just about what you see or hear. Think about that gross, fishy smell that hangs over the town of Innsmouth. It's not just unpleasant. It's a constant, nagging reminder that something unnatural, something non-human, is corrupting the very air they're breathing moment to moment.
So all of this, it's building to something even more insidious. We're shifting now from attacks on the outside, on the senses, to a full-on internal invasion. This is when the horror gets inside your head.
And this is where it gets really terrifying. What happens when that unsettling hum isn't just at the edge of your hearing anymore? What if it's at the edge of your own consciousness? What happens when the whispers start coming from inside your own mind?
You know, Lovecraft actually lays out a pretty clear roadmap for this mental decay. First, you get exposed to some forbidden knowledge, right? That leads to really disturbing dreams. Then, those dreams start to feel like psychic echoes from something alien. And finally, your mind just can't take it anymore and your sanity completely unravels.
I mean, Cthulhu is the poster child for this, right? As he's just lying there, dreaming in his sunken city, his mind is so vast that it radiates this psychic pollution across the entire planet. It infects sensitive people with nightmares and this vague, awful sense of dread. It's a direct psychic hit. It doesn't even need your eyes or ears.
So, what this all leads to is a really crucial point. In Lovecraft's universe, trying to understand these whispers is the biggest mistake you can possibly make. The pursuit of knowledge is almost always a self-destructive act. And here's why that is.
Because the horrifying truth that all these whispers are pointing to is this. Our existence, our entire civilization, is just a brief, insignificant blip in a cosmos that's run by ancient, alien forces we can't even imagine.
We're nothing more than a fleeting accident. And that's exactly why Sanity shatters. It's not about being scared of some tentacled beast. It's the philosophical crisis you have when your entire worldview, your species' whole sense of importance, just gets annihilated in an instant. Your mind it can't process that reality and stay in one piece.
All right, so how does Lovecraft actually make this stuff so effective? Well, he masters the art of atmosphere. He basically forces your imagination to do all the heavy lifting, all the truly terrifying work.
The thing is, he almost never describes the monster straight up. Instead, he just paints a picture of its effects. He gives us crumbling buildings, weird, unnatural shadows, and maybe worst of all, the twisted faces of the poor souls who've already seen too much. It all creates this fundamental dissonance, forcing us to imagine what could possibly cause all of it.
So in the end, the real horror isn't seeing the monster, it's the waiting. It's that slow, creeping dread that you are on the verge of learning a truth so huge and so terrible that the knowledge alone will absolutely destroy you.
So what's the big takeaway here? These sensory whispers, they're the very core of Lovecraft's cosmic terror. They're the little intrusions from an alien universe, the heralds of madness, and a chilling reminder that even in the deepest silence, we are never, ever truly alone.
So I'll leave you with this to think about. Whether it's in a story or even in your own life, what are the most unsettling sounds or sensations you've ever experienced? You know, those little moments that just made you question the reality you thought you knew? Something to ponder in the choir.